Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Well, good morning. It's Monday, September 12th, 2022. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. It was a great weekend for parties. Friday kicked off with the wonderful Maryland Hall's Arts Alive, and Saturday was the sold-out Boatyard Beach Bash. Another rousing success, and my fingers are crossed that my 3 vaccines and my antibodies from my COVID bout in June will work their magic. All right, we do have a bunch of news, so let's get into it, shall we? Can we please go a week without talking about a pedestrian being killed on local roads? On Sunday morning at about 6 a.m., the state police were called to a pedestrian-struck crash at Nursery Road and southbound 295, the Baltimore-Washington Parkway. They arrived and found 21-year-old Marion Narain of Gambrels deceased at the scene. Her vehicle was found over the guardrail about 15 feet away. Now, troopers believe that she was in an accident and exited her vehicle and entered the road where she was struck by an unknown vehicle that did not stop. There is no description of that vehicle, so if anyone may have seen something, please contact the state police at 410-761-5130. Back in November, the Anne Arundel County Police were involved in a fatal shooting of Digno Yarrow of Glen Burnie. They were called to the home for a well check on his mother, and because another family member was chased from the home with a knife. Police made entry and did find Yarrow with the knife. They ordered him to drop it, and he refused. They fired both tasers and beanbags at him, yet he still advanced on the officers when Corporal Berger from the Anne Arundel County Police Department shot and killed him. Subsequent investigation did find that his mother was stabbed to death in the garage. Well, the Attorney General released their full report, and you can read it at eyeonannapolis.net. We have it up there. But based on the report, the Anne Arundel County State's Attorney, Ann Colt Lightis, has declined to prosecute the officer who shot and killed Mr. Yarrow. And this is really very interesting, as it is the first full-circle test of about a year-old law that requires the Attorney Generals to investigate any police-involved shooting. So now we have seen how it's done, how it progresses. It's really kind of interesting. Well, Navy football. It was the second loss of the season that just started last week. The defense was strong. The offense was a lot better than it was before, but still not firing on all cylinders. And with one and not the other, you lose games. The D ended up running out of steam, and the Memphis Tigers ended up rolling over the midshipmen 37-13. And to be honest, they were gracious, as they had plenty of downs and time on the clock to put another 7 points on the board. Now, Navy has a bye week coming up, and they're going to try again to right this ship. They're at ECU on the 24th, Air Force on the 1st of October, and back home against Tulsa. You do want to check out both our live blog and the recap at eyeonannapolis.net, and Glenn Miller has some outstanding photos for us. And I'm finally sort of figuring out my GoPro camera, so there is kind of a neat, in my opinion, time-lapse of the day from an empty stadium in the morning to an empty stadium in the evening. Pretty cool. Hey, with schools open, here is an easy way to support your local school. Shop at K&B True Value Hardware in Annapolis. At checkout, you can make a donation to the school of your choice, and a group of locally owned businesses, K&B True Value Hardware, Bay Ridge Wine and Spirits, Lido Pizza, Evolve Direct and Primary Care, and Annapolis Scoop will match it up to $18,500. So there is a shot at providing an extra $37,000 to our local schools, which they can definitely use. I do hope you caught the local business spotlight on Saturday with Nora Demleitner, the new president of St. John's College. We got the skinny on the return of croquet this spring. Up this Saturday, we speak with Heather Skipper from the Naval Academy Business Services Division, and we did drop a bonus pod on Friday with Glenn Tilbrook of Squeeze. He's still in the UK, so of course we got into a little bit of an aside conversation about the Queen, King Charles, and all that. Do give that one a listen if you missed it. He has a show coming up at Ram's Head on Stage on the 27th, and if you'd like to go see him, he mentioned a song that he loves to play that shares the name with a famous band. Now, I want you to tell me the name of the album it was from, not the song. I want to know the name of the album that song was from. Be the first one to get me the correct answer, and you're going to go see Glenn Tilbrook at Ram's Head on Stage. And speaking of them, tomorrow I think we're going to do some pretty cool contests for a lot of shows coming up, including the Annapolis Songwriters Festival. And if you missed that bonus pod, you want to scroll down a little bit and give that one a listen to. That was a lot of fun as well. All right, that is a wrap. Thank you, first and foremost, and also a quick thank you to our sponsors for today's Daily News Brief, Solar Energy Services, Alpha Engineering, and the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company. And now Ann Alsina from CovingtonAlsina is here with your Monday Money Report, and of course, George Young is here from DCMDVA Weather with your locally forecast weather. All that coming up in just a bit.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt.
One of the biggest questions I'm getting asked right now, what is going on with the housing market? Well, when the interest rates jumped up 2 percentage points, mortgage payments went up 20% for the same home. This is starting to have an effect on the number of buyers we are seeing, with 10% fewer home sales than last spring. However, our inventory is 25% lower than the same time last year. What does all this mean? There are more home buyers than homes on the market, so prices are still increasing. Now more than ever, it's time to work with someone who can guide you with solid, proven advice. Wisdom, proactiveness, and intense marketing make a huge difference. Please give us a call today and let us help you navigate these waters. We promise to educate and guide you with your best interest at heart.
That's another moving moment with Kristi Neidhardt of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company. To get in touch, call 410-599-1370 or visit kn-team.com.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, September 12th. Not a bad overall weekend for the Annapolis region, despite some rain yesterday. And it'll be more of the same today before a very nice stretch of weather takes hold Tuesday through the weekend. Look for cloudy skies today with maybe a bit of AM fog and a few scattered showers possible as well in the AM hours, ahead of expected PM showers and storms as highs get into the 80 to 87 degree range for PM highs today. From there, a few lingering AM showers are possible Tuesday, but then skies will start to clear with highs around 80 degrees ahead of max sunshine Wednesday through Sunday with highs around 80 degrees each day, except for Friday, which might bring slightly cooler highs in the mid to upper 70s. So make plans now to get out and about on a daily basis after today for what should be a spectacular mid-September week of weather. Oh, one more item to note before closing out for the day. I have officially joined the team at Monarch Weather and Climate Intelligence as a sales executive, so a big thank you to everyone who has listened to these podcast forecasts for the past 5 years and has supported the DCMDVA Weather platform in its various forms over the past decade. But don't worry, I'll still be here every Monday through Friday for as long as John will have me, and also because there's no way I'm missing out on that big blizzard or two that's coming to the Annapolis region this winter season. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe, and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with our website at dcmdvaweather.info. And definitely be sure to download our DCMDVA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google app stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
The benefits of a good night's sleep are well documented. Sleeping well prevents weight gain, improves concentration and creativity, and boosts the immune system. So, what keeps you up at night? If you run a business, then the security of your computer network may be one of those things. Threats like ransomware and phishing are becoming increasingly sophisticated and pose a real risk to any business. Don't let these cyber threats keep you up at night. At Alpha, they've been helping their customers sleep better for over 30 years by monitoring in real time and hardening network defenses. And for those irritating IT issues that arise every day, Alpha's just a phone call away, helping your business run smoothly and helping you sleep better knowing Alpha is on guard. Give Alpha a call to see if they can ease your worries and help you get the rest you deserve. Find them at alphagetsit.com.
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing, it can be confusing. Ann Alsina, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it all for over 17 years. Are you ready? Now here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Alsina of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. The market had a 3-day winning streak to finish up for both the week and the last 3 months. Next week, the Fed will receive a final round of monthly inflation numbers before their meeting. Analysts are expecting a 50 to 75-point increase in interest rates later this month. Every point is 1/100th%. So a 50-point increase is 0.5%. September 15th is the deadline to claim a Maryland state income tax credit for student loan relief. If you attended a Maryland institution, originally took a loan of $20,000 or more, and still owe at least $5,000, you can receive a tax credit of up to $1,000. Remember that a tax credit is a dollar-for-dollar reduction in taxes owed. A deduction reduces the amount of your taxable income. Another Maryland program that may be of interest is the Smart Buy Home Buyer Assistance Program. This allows first-time home buyers in the state of Maryland to eliminate up to $50,000 in student loan debt when purchasing an eligible home. You can learn more about this and other programs for home buyers at mmp.maryland.gov. The final details of federal student loan forgiveness are not available, and the program is being challenged in court. In the meantime, if your loans are in forbearance, use the money you would have been paying towards the loans to build your emergency savings and pay down credit card debt. If you have young children, now is the time to save for their education. The Maryland 529 plan provides a state income tax deduction of up to $2,500 per parent per child, or a match of up to $500, depending on your income. Grandparents can also open accounts and receive the matching funds for their grandchildren. And if your children go to an independent school, up to $10,000 a year can be funded from the 529. Parents often ask what happens if the child doesn't go to school, or if they receive a full scholarship. If your child doesn't go to college or a trade school, you can transfer the funds to another child or take out the money, subject to taxes and a 10% penalty on the gains, the money you've made in the account. If your child receives a scholarship, you can still take the full cost of education from the 529. The scholarship becomes taxable income to the student. Your action item to take this week is to open an account at ssa.gov. To save money, Social Security has stopped mailing your statement to you annually. Check your list of annual earnings and make sure it's accurate. Fixing an error now is much easier than fixing it in 10 or 20 years. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and check out our website at CovingtonAlsina.com. Investment advice offered through Great Value Advice Group, a registered investment advisor. All performance references historical and no guarantee of future results. All indices are managed may not be invested into directly. The opinions voiced in this show for general information only are not to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be appropriate for you, contact the appropriate qualified professional prior to making a decision. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Alsina with CovingtonAlsina.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.